Hello everyone and welcome to Lovecraft with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and today I thought I would just jump on and do a little video with you, some more crafting, because you know we like the crafting. Hope everyone is doing well. It's Sunday afternoon here, evening, it's 5:30 in the evening in Australia, so weekend's practically over. And I was just sat stitching some little felt Hexies, and so there's going to be a bit of waffling on about backstory to the Hexies. Let me just grab my book. Okay, so those who know, I'm just making sure you're in shot. I showed in my very first video, I think, that the slow stitching journey for me started with randomly tripping across a video from K3 and Cloth Tales, and have been following her ever since. And last year she did a weekly prompt stitch along, and I just fell in love with the slow stitching and just the hand sewing, like the more ornamental things than useful things. I just love how the fabric changes, and it's amazing. Anyway, so I made a book, and this book cover was actually my very first piece of oops, sorry about that, that's a lid. Slow stitching I ever did, so I might just see if I can. So this is just an old book. I got a bunch of old books that were destined for the bin, and so I've been using the paper for different things, but I used the cover for my weekly stitch along. And that took me a long time. Like, I got very behind in the weekly prompts because I just focused on this, and I don't stress about being behind in timelines with that kind of stuff, because if you stress about it, then you lose the joy of it, and then what's the point, right? So I'm still doing the weekly prompts, even though it was from 2024. So we jump over to number 5, and it was EPP, English paper piercing, and I've never done this before ever. And Catherine's prompt was hidden histories and untold stories. So we were prompted to write a poem on a piece of paper, and then use that, because there's a lot of history in, almost out of shot. A lot of history in the quilting world, with there's finding lots of historical documents, newspaper clippings, all that kind of thing in quilts like this. And the poem I used was Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. That is my anthem for life, is just do not let the bad things take over. So I used that, and I used it, actually I've got a ink dipping pen that I used to write it. So I kind of fell in love with the whole Hexie thing, the EPP thing. I'm not very good at it. It's like, this is the first time I've ever done it, so you know, I'm not stressing myself out about it. But yes, that's the beginning of the story. That's the beginning. So I'll just put this back. So of course, me being me, I put it somewhere safe. I went and bought, I'll just go with these. I went and bought a hole punch for 1-inch Hexies, and so I did a bunch of that. I have no idea what I'm going to make. I'm not going to make a quilt with this. Like, that's not the plan today anyway. Where did I put my EPP stuff? It's somewhere safe. I put it here so it'd be here. Oh, I can't see it. Isn't that funny? Oh well. Anyway, so I made some 1 inch. Hang on a minute. What are these? Are these 1 inch Hexies? I've completely discombobulated myself. Let me get a ruler. Can I find a ruler? I'm just gonna pause and go for my other Hexies. Hang on. Hello, I'm back. So they were right beside me, but I plunked something else on top, so I couldn't actually see them. So yeah, silliness. So this what is this? This is not quite a 1 inch Hexie. No, the little chumpy thing was, see, this is what I made them. Was advertised as 1 inch, but when I look at that, it's 1 3/4. No, it's a 3/4 inch Hexie. Is that right? Half. Yep. So they're 3/4 inch Hexies. Hexies. Anyway, sorry. And these are 1 3/4 inch Hexies. So I bought these templates. So I'm sorry, I'm everywhere. I'm just going to move my table up a little bit, just so I'm not hitting my elbows. And okay, I've just completely discombobulated myself again. Oh, I bought these from Temu. I bought 300 of them. And after because I used them to do in the book I showed you just before, and so then I went on this like rampage craft page of I wanted to make a cover for my little woolen mat thing. So I tea-dyed a bunch of material because I just really got into the whole like old looky thingy. So there's a dab of glue stick on here, and then I will go and sew all these down and then sew them all together, and that's something to do. It's in my little bucket to do. I was getting ready to do a video, a completely different video, an ink drawing video for Annie Clankston's art swap, because I'm doing a sketch every day. You can do a piece of art and swap it with someone, but I'm not doing the swap part. I'm just challenging myself to do a sketch each day, and I've managed to almost keep up. I'm a few days behind, but they're mostly in pencil, so I wanted to go over and do them in ink. So I was setting up for doing I thought I'd just take you along for a little ink drawing journey with me. And I was cleaning my desk, and I then got distracted punching some more of these out, because it's fun punching things out, and got this little jar, and I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to decorate the jar with Hexies? And then I was like, well, it will take a very long time. Well, not a very long time, but because there's so much I want to do, I was just like, it's going to take longer than I want it to make a Hexie piece to cover this for my little Hexies. So then I grabbed my felt. So this is the whole, you go to clean your craft room, accidentally crochet your beanie thing. So this is that. So then I grabbed my felt and I started just stitching into my felt. I did see on YouTube with a lovely, I'm going to have to look it up, a lovely YouTuber. She does the most amazing Hexies. And like just really, sorry, there's some music for it. Really, really delicate art in Hexies this big. Like, it's incredible. And her channel is Emma Jones Vintage Sewing Box, and she just does a lot of quilting and Hexie stuff, but also work on these tiny little things. Anyway, I didn't want to spend the time doing that with just for my jar, but I wanted to decorate it because other crafters that like decorating all their containers if it's a reused thing. So I grabbed my felt because I love using felt, playing with felt, and collaging with felt. So I have lots of scraps, and I just started stitching in. That one was, yeah, and I'm trying to make it so it's double-sided, so there's no actual knots. So that one I just went round and round and round and round. This one, I ADHD brain. I started, well, that's what I'm going to blame anyway. I started like doing a stitch, like I did a border stitch, and then I started to like go to the points and across, but then for some reason I just started doing seed stitch, and now it's just messy, and it's okay. It's just, you know, it's a little creation of its own, and it is what it is. And it's still pretty cute. So I thought we could do so okay, this is the other squirrel part, is because I was just going to make these. I was going to get like, I don't know, piece felt, piece material, something, and then, you know, just kind of stitch these on haphazardly, and then that decorate my little Hexie jar, and then I know what size Hexies are in there, right? So that was the plan. And then when I started stitching, and I thought, oh, you can actually stitch, like, because it's felt, you can actually make it so it's like two-sided, and then you could use it as a little charm thing. And then I'm just like right back to the beginning with my book, which I'll grab, because I've got these lovely bits of string from when I made the signatures and stitched the book together. I've got nothing on it, and so then I'm like, oh my gosh, I could sew these on to have little Hexie charms and dangly things on the end. I mean, you could even stitch two together if you didn't want to worry about your stitching on one side, and you could just stitch them together and have them like that, or you could just stitch that in, or you could even make the dangle, like stitch the string in as part of the dangle sort of thing. And so then I'm kind of like, oh, I want to make a bunch of these just to go on this to finish off the strings, even though I haven't finished my book. I'll chip away at all those prompts, because it's lovely learning new stitchy skills. But yeah, so that's kind of the rabbit hole of one thought is like, I'll clean my desk. That's where we started, is I'll clean my desk, because I was gonna do the drawing, the ink drawings, and I thought I'll clean my desk, and then I was putting these in the jar, and then it went to you know, oh, you know, I want to decorate the jar, and then it went to, oh, I should make a Hexie thing for this jar. And oh, I don't know if I said, and apologize if I have or haven't, because it's a bit late into the video, is EPP, which was the English paper piercing. So that's, I'll get my little other tub back out. So that's this is English paper piercing, because you have the paper template inside, and you go ahead and stitch, not into, even though we kept the one in the prompt that was specifically for the prompt, that was, but making quilts generally, that's why the hole punch thing, you stitch, you go along and you stitch all your seams. I literally have done one piece. I'm by no means really skilled at this. And then you pull out your bits of paper, so you can use your templates again and again and again. And it's called English paper piecing. And that's, you know, and any different shape, geometrical shape kind of thing. I think they do use curvy shapes and stuff. I don't know. It's a whole world I don't know about. Anyway, so that's what EPP is, because I said that a few times at the beginning. But that's what I just did with these two, and what I'm just using this thread, and I'm thinking it's a perle. Where's my needle? Excuse my desk. As you can tell, I didn't quite finish cleaning it. I sat down and just went, oh, let's do that. And here we are. So I thought I could do some stitching with you on some little hexies. Now I've decided, because I am going to, I keep putting my book back and then I keep needing it. Hang on. Oh, sorry about that. I'm going to use this colour in all the hexies, just to match. Just to match. So all these little hexies are going to be sewn. Well, they're all going to be stitched in some way, shape, or form to the end of here. And I mean, they could be like a whole line of them. It could just be one at the end, or, you know, I could even thread this and pierce that through and just have it at the end like that. Like, yeah, the world is my hexie, basically. So my point being is I'm stitching just with this color. Is that right? This is beautiful green, sagey green. It's like sagey minty green, because as you can see, we've got, like, you know, pinks and greens on the cover. Funnily enough, not my favorite colors, but when I started, I didn't have scraps of material, because I wasn't a hand sewer. I've done sewing and stuff, but I've done yarn craft for the last 15-20 years, so I didn't have bags of scraps, and a friend who was a quilter actually did, so gave me a bag of scraps to get started. So I didn't have a choice on the palette, not really, but I love it. I absolutely love it. And that with these, you know, hexies, which I'm going to use as the dangles or the charms, whatever you want to call them, on this string, is what I'm going to do. So I have no idea how, what's the word? I don't know what the word is. Precise. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't know how precise I can be with my stitching. I don't know. We'll see. I don't, you know, if it was drawing, that'd be a bit different. I probably could do a intricate drawing on a hexie this size, but sewing is different. Hand sewing, like slow stitching and all that, I'm still pretty new to it. I've been learning some embroidery stitches, which I have learnt with Craft with Christine, because she started a embroidery along using some really old type of patterns, pictures sort of thing, and that was really cool. I did a couple of those. Again, okay, I'll keep jumping into, oh, that looks fun to do. So with all the alongs, I'm behind in all of them, and you know, that's all right. So I do know a couple little stitches of embroidery. Christine also has a stitching alphabet stitchy thing. It's in a playlist. I want to go and do that just to learn more stitches. I'm going to trim that little bit off. Oh yeah, I am in shot. Look at that. So yes, I do want to do that as well. So put that on the list of all the things I want to do. Hang on, that's not right. Oh, that's it. I'm just anchoring that down. And this is like a little petal. And I've anchored it down at the end. This is not really a tutorial so much as a look at what I'm doing. Because I want to do, and because Hexies are just bloody adorable. They're just so darn cute. Especially these tiny ones. And I was just thinking, like, as an option for doing the proper EPP, the English paper piercing. This is a time-friendly way of doing sewing on Hexies, where you just cut it out in a felt and do some stitching, and you can whip stitch them all together and have the same effect as you would with an EPP. But like I said, I came here to clean my desk to do some drawing, and then I was like, I want to decorate this jar with Hexies, and this is why we're here now, doing a little flower on this one. There we go, and there's another one. So I mean, obviously you can go nuts as you want to in terms of what kind of decorating you do on your little Hexie. And I've just realized this is now no longer, well, I mean, let's come back to that later. I was going to say it's not really two-sided anymore, but just bear with me and we can make it two-sided. What I'm doing is I'm putting a petal towards every point of the Hexie because I want to. That's the only reason. And there's that one, and you see, like, it's what I would call a manky flower. Like, all the petals are a bit not quite joined and perfectly fine, because, you know, that's, well, I kind of think there are flowers like that in nature. So yeah, I feel like the whole precision thing, time and place, and you got to have the right headspace for it too. And I kind of hit this point where I'm just really enjoying lack of precision in my crafting and stuff. It's just really fun. It's just fun to just be, that'll work. So there we go, a little flower in there while we're talking, and as you can see, it is completely off center and the petals don't touch each other, and I love it. Anyway, so we go to this side. Oh, look at that stitching on this side. Is it pretty? Well, I think it's all right, but what I thought I might do is we're gonna couching is other than a piece of furniture in Australia. I think everyone else in the world calls couches something different. I don't know. You know the big, what are they? Oh, we call them couches. What do you call your big comfy chairs you put in your lounge room? Lounges, I suppose. Look at that. I just worked something out. So I am just taking tiniest bite into the felt to get the top. I'm not actually going through to the other side, so that remains still my wonky little flower. And then here, I think no, that's still here. So one side's going to have a non-abstract piece, and the other side, well, oh, I broke the felt. I pulled it too hard. Oh, well, I've got to be delicate with these things. My big clumsy fingers. Okay, sorry if that's a bit far away to see. I didn't catch that properly. Try again. There we go. And I did want to kind of curl in a bit and do a bit of, do I want to just go, what I'm gonna do, because it's got like, that reminds me of the flux capacitor from the DeLorean time machine. We've got these 3 main stitches here. So what I want to do, just because I can, is this end here, I'm going to put flush against that. Nope, it's a bit too big for that. Oh well, he's going to push out a bit from that. I was kind of thinking a spiral, but it's not quite big enough for a spiral. So what I might do is keep going. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm just going to go around this edge, and I might just get a little bit more green felt after I've couched this down. Oh, did I finish explaining what couching is? Probably not. Because I started talking about couches and lounges and stuff. Furniture. Anyway, so couching is stitching something down in a way to keep it there. Terrible definition. There are other people who probably can explain that much better. But you stitch the thing on the thing. There you go, couching in all its glory. There we go. We just nearly finished this piece. So you can absolutely make these 2-sided, because as you can see, none of the stitches of the couching is coming through on the other side. Because felt's good like that. You can actually, it's thick enough to do stitching on one side and another. With embroidery stitches, it's a bit, I would dare say, impossible to just do it on the top. It might be possible, actually. Everything's possible, I guess, but not for my skill set. And you see how that's like starting to encircle these 3 main big stitches, and it's looking like a Mercedes-Benz sign now. Do I have another little scrap? That tool, I'm gonna have to snip one off. Let's do a snippy. Actually, if I make this long, I can spiral in. I don't know how long. Okay, that, because if I spiral in, then it can stop looking like a car insignia. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Hold that on there. Obviously I'm not pinning this because I just don't know how I would work around the pins, to be honest, and because I'm not worried about it moving and looking wonky. Pins are unnecessary. It'd be very hard to pin this smaller piece of, not impossible. As I said, everything's possible, I suppose, if you're determined enough or skilled enough, one or the other, or both. Okay, so he doesn't want to catch that end, and I want you to catch the end, so we're forcing that bit of thread over there. So see, because I've been trying to catch the bits, now my stitches that were somewhat even are now not even, and that's okay too. I am genuinely not fussed about that. So we're going to so I'm going to spiral in like so. Oh, that came off. And I only picked the green felt because it was right there. So there's, you know, these are going to be danglies on a book that is probably not going to be handled a lot. So I'm making sure it's stitched well, but it's not going to be, it doesn't have to be so durable like a wearable or something. But just enough that it won't fall apart if someone looks at it. You know, and also, like, you know, spending. I don't want to spend too much time on it, because it's, you know, not because it's not important. I think if it makes you happy, it's important, but it's mainly because I have other things I want to do as well. So I will do these and enjoy the process, and then get back to my original plan of drawing. So I mean, this to me is resembling somewhat of a rose, a very weird wonky rose, but you could absolutely use this method to make rosy looking things. See? Sorry if I went off camera, I was too busy focusing on my spiral. Okay, so I'm just going to finish that off. Good little fluffy bit in the middle, and we'll let him stay there. Okay, I'm doing a few stitches over this last bit, just for stability. One more just through there, and then I'm going to put my needle through there and create a bit of a knot, and it's looped up. That really annoys me when I do that. So I could keep it there, I could undo it, but I'm just going to cut it because I went through so many times anyway. So there we have this like couch down piece of felt spiral, and then on this side, oh, one stitch did go through, that's alright. And on this side we have a little flower. This is just run around the garden like a teddy bear, like stitching, and this is me starting one type of stitch, getting completely distracted, and then doing another type of stitch without realizing I was making a mess. But it's a happy mess. What does Bob Ross say? Just happy accident. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop there because we could be here for hours, me decorating little Hexies, but the idea is to get some type of material and then I will stitch these on. Oh no, that was the first idea. I need to do that. No, these are the dangles for the book that I keep forgetting. Okay, so oh my gosh, I apologize for my bushy brain. So these, I probably will, I think what I do is I will thread this with the needle and stitch at the top and anchor it that way, and I will do different lengths. I think just do that. I don't know whether I want many on one string or just one on each or whatever. I'm just going to decorate a bunch of these, and that's where we're going to go from there. So, hello, it's me. I'm back again. I thought I would come and show you the finished decorated Hexies for my little book. It's been a few hours since I started, since I started the video. I stopped and decorated the Hexies. I also made dinner, so you know, it's quite late in the evening now, but I thought I'd just let you know, like let you see the finished project. So I do like scruffiness and chaos, but I also like symmetry. So for each signature, when you make a signature in a journal like this, you end up with two, I've kind of tangled them all up, two strings. So I did each string the same color Hexie, and I was playing with them just before, so they are all really tangled, but that's alright. It's kind of like the Hexie version of fidget spinner, I suppose. Where's the other one? Just talk amongst yourselves while I untangle my Hexie mess. Come over here, it's a dark blue one. Here we go. Ta-da! So yes, when I make journals, I always leave huge bits of dangly string in case I do want to add dangles. If not, then I go later and cut them down. But I always keep and reuse the string. You know, zero waste as much as possible. So I'll go through and show you the Hexies. So this one, I put a little cloud on it, so I applique a little white cloud, so it's got a cloud on both sides. And then I just stitched in a bit of a spiral around the cloud. And this one is just stitching in a circle spiral, because I really like doing that. I do that in squares as well, where you just go around into the middle. I don't know why, I just like it. So that's in a lot of my work that I do. So and then we've got the one you saw me make at the beginning, which is the little wonky flower and the spiral with the couched on felt. And then that was this the one that was the weird seed stitch? No, this was just seed stitch. So some long, some short on both sides. That was just seed stitch. And then if we go to the next, these little pink ones. So I think this pink one was the very first one I did when I had the idea to just decorate little felt Hexies. This is the very first one. So I just stitched in a spiral around the middle, and then with this one I did a couple of little felt shapes, one on each side, and then I just stitched. Not a lot of patterning there, it's just stitching. And then we have my blue ones. These ones got little hearts on them. This string is quite small, so right, and go to the middle. There we go. That's a bit better. Gives me a bit more thing. So that's got a red heart and a green heart, and I just stitched like running stitch to applique the hearts on, and I didn't do anything else. And this one, I genuinely don't know what this stitch is called, but yeah, I just made a pattern with the long threads going across the hexie. And then the last one. So this was this was the one I talked about at the beginning, where I started doing one stitch and then randomly started doing another stitch. So then I just with one stitch in the middle put little triangles in the middle just to give it a focal point. And then this was just stitching one way and then stitching across the other way. I didn't go deep diving into intricacies and the beautiful artwork and all that kind of thing, which I've seen a lot of people do on especially EPP Hexies, like just incredible work. I didn't do that because they are just in essence just to be dangly on the bottom of a book. So like I said earlier, I wanted to decorate them, wanted to have fun with them, but I didn't want to invest like heaps and heaps of time into this particular project. So they're pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but I thought I'd just show you how they worked out and how they looked on my book. I'm just getting them all out from the pages now. So yeah, when you put the book up, it'll have them dangling on the spine like that. You can add beads onto the string and or make it a bit more robust, I suppose, or just pretty. But I don't know, I just had that idea, and I don't know if anyone else has done it. I by all means, probably 100 other people have probably done the exact same thing. I just haven't seen it. It was a very random idea of mine. Just because I didn't want to take the time to do the EPP, so I was just doing this. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you can make your own little felt hexies for either decorations or to stitch together and make little things. Have fun, enjoy, happy stitching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye bye.